คนสนใจนะคะพี่น้องสื่อมวลชนอยากจะทราบว่าโหปีนี้เนี่ยต้องพัฒนาต่อจากปีที่ผ่านมาเยอะแยะแน่นอนนะคะวันนี้เช่นเดียวกันนะคะว่าเป็นยังไงกันบ้างวันนี้ค่ะก็ยังมีอีกหนึ่งบุคคลสำคัญนะคะที่มีบทบาทอย่างมากในโครงการ DTAC Accelerate จะขึ้นมากล่าวถึงโครงการนี้ด้วยตัวท่านเองนะคะ Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you all are excited to know more about significant details of DTAC Accelerate Batch 5. To tell you that we are honored to have the most important people in this project as well. He is the Chief Digital Officer.Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Andrew กวาลเซทขอเสียงตบมือต้อนรับท่านด้วยค่ะ
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Incredibly excited to be here to announce Batch 5 of DTAC Accelerate. It's hard to believe we've already done 4 years of this and invested in 21 startups. It's been an incredible 4 years, and we've had some great success to date.And I think the single biggest reason for that success is that we've basically been focused exclusively on the customer. What does the customer want? And in this case, the customer is the startups. So this is a quote from Jeff Bezos that I really like because I think a lot of people end up competitor-focused and ask actually, okay, what are other accelerators doing? What are other incubators doing? All we ask is what is the single best thing that we can do for the startups?And I've seen a lot of corporate accelerator programs around the world that haven't succeeded. And I think the main reason for those that don't succeed is they ask, what can the startups do for our company? What can these startups help us with? And we flip that around and we ask, what can DTAC do for the startups? And I think that actually DTAC can do a lot for the startups. So some of the things we do is that we invest direct cash into the startups to help them develop their product.We also are the number 2 largest telecom operator in Thailand with around 25 million subscribers, and we open up that customer base to our startups in the program. So you take an early stage startup, what they're trying to do is get traction and show that to investors, and we help them put that product in front of 25 million people and then help drive up that user growth during that first year of our program.We've also been incredibly fortunate to have some of the best mentors in Thailand join our program each year, and I think you're going to have a chance to meet some of them later today. And we also bring in some of the best coaches from Silicon Valley, Thailand, and around Asia to help our startups on key topics. And finally, with our relentless focus on what's best for the startups, it means that we've been fortunate enough, as Large mentioned, to get almost 1,000 applications. Last year we got 500. We picked around 10 startups, and so we have an incredibly low acceptance rate, which means the startups that join are really the best of the best. And what that means is that the leading VCs around Asia have started to use our accelerator program as a filter and a source of deal flow. And that creates this good virtuous cycle where we get the best startups in because they know they'll get the support and get a good chance of getting follow-on investments.from some of the leading VCs in Southeast Asia. And that has led to our incredible results that we've had so far. So when we started this program 4 years ago, we said that it would be great if 20% of our startups got follow-on funding from professional VCs. Well, now we've had around 70% of all of our startups get follow-on funding, which really exceeded our expectations and is excellent.As Lars mentioned, we have a total company valuation approaching $2 billion today of our portfolio. But to me, the thing that should matter most to the startups joining our program is that we have an average annual growth in the value of our companies of 500% or 5x. So what that means is on average, a startup that joins DTAC Accelerates will see their value increase 5x during the period of the program, or roughly 12 months. So I think those results have been...excellent, and those results have also made it very easy for us to collaborate with DTAC. So I mentioned that we open up our customer base of 25 million subscribers, and how do we actually do that? Well, we do it in a lot of different ways depending on the startup. But since we're getting the best startups in Thailand in, these are products and services that are attractive to our customer base, and it makes it easy for us to do co-marketing campaigns and to promote and push these startups.So that's exactly what we do. Furthermore, this startup in Thailand has been so successful that Telenor Group has now rolled out this model into a total of 7 countries. So based on what we do here in DTech Accelerate, it's now been launched in Malaysia, Myanmar, Hungary, many other markets. And what this means ties into what Lars talked about as well. We now have an ecosystem and network in many other countries around the world that help us open up investors, customers, and partners to the startups that join our program. Additionally, because of the success of DTech Accelerate, Telenor Group has taken the model that we use and they've applied it to the Telenor employees as well. So we essentially run a program now similar to DTech Accelerate called Telenor Ignites, where all of Telenor's 30,000 employees, anyone who has a business idea, can basically submit it and follow then a similar program to go from idea to actually spinning that product off either into Telenor Group or to getting independent funding afterwards. And basically our goal for this coming batch 5 is to continue to build on that success. So we've had 70% of our startups get follow-on funding. We'd like to maintain or even grow that number. We see that on average, a startup that joins DTech Accelerates goes up 5x in valuation within just 12 months. And we'd like to see similar results or even better from batch 5. So that's all I want to say right now. I want to say thank you again to all of you for coming. And soon you'll hear more details about what we're actually going to do in batch 5. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew, for your amazing presentation. แหมก็เรียกว่าฟังแล้วก็ดู presentation เนี่ยก็เห็นถึงกำลังใจของ DTech Accelerate ครั้งที่ 5 ครั้งนี้นะคะว่ามีเรื่องราวมากมายแล้วก็มี